This is the full summary of a letter to God, explained in the simplest English I can give you. So simple that even if English is not your strong subject, you'll understand every single part by the end. And here's the interesting bit: most students read this chapter and completely miss the real twist hiding inside it. The twist that this story isn't really about God at all. By the end of this video, you'll know the full story and you'll understand the one idea that gets you those extra marks in the exam. If you appreciate this type of content, gently tap that like button. Let's get into it. So, the story is about a farmer named Lencho. Picture a poor, hardworking man living inside a small house on top of a low hill, all alone in the middle of a valley. He has a wife and children, and he has one field of corn. That field is everything to them. It's their food and their money for the whole year. And the only thing this field needs to give a good crop is one good shower of rain. So, from early morning, Lencho keeps looking up at the sky, waiting. And then the rain comes. Lencho is so happy that he says the big raindrops look like new coins. Why coins? Because to him, rain means a good harvest, and a good harvest means money. But here's where everything changes. Suddenly, a strong wind starts blowing, and along with that rain, huge hailstones begin to fall. Big, hard balls of ice. For one full hour, they smash down on his field. And when it finally stops, the whole field is white, as if someone poured salt all over it. Every single corn plant is destroyed. Nothing is left. That night, the family is heartbroken. They keep repeating the same painful line: all that work for nothing. And the worst feeling of all is that they believe there's no one in the entire world who can help them. But Lencho is not an ordinary man. He has one quality that is the heart of this whole chapter: deep, complete faith in God. In his heart, he truly believes that God sees everything and that God will surely help him. So that Sunday, he does something most people would never think of. He sits down and writes a letter, not to a friend, not to the government. He writes a letter to God Himself. In that letter, he asks for 100 pesos. Pesos is just their money, so he can plant his field again and feed his family until the next crop grows. He folds the letter, writes to God on the envelope, sticks a stamp on it, and drops it into the post box. Quick break. If you want this entire story neatly written in easy points that you can revise the night before your exam, I've made a free notes PDF for a letter to God. The link is in the description. Grab it because it will save your time. Now back to the story. So the letter reaches the post office. A postman finds it, and when he sees the address, to God, he bursts out laughing and shows it to his boss, the postmaster. Now, the postmaster is a kind, friendly man. He laughs too at first, but then he goes quiet because he is genuinely touched. He thinks to himself, what amazing faith this man has. I wish I had faith like this. And he decides he doesn't want to break that faith. So he makes a beautiful decision. He decides to actually answer the letter, as if God is replying. He collects money from his workers, he gives a part of his own salary, his friends add a little too. But together they only gather 70 pesos, not the full 100. He puts that 70 pesos in an envelope and instead of signing his own name, he signs it with one single word, God. Now, here comes the twist that most students completely miss. The next Sunday, Lencho comes to collect his reply and gets the envelope with the money inside. Watch his reaction carefully. He is not even a little bit surprised. Why? Because in his mind, of course, God sent it. He expected nothing less. But then he counts the money and he gets angry. He got only 70 pesos and he had asked for 100. And here's the key point for your exam. Lencho is completely sure that God could never make a mistake. So, in his mind, someone must have stolen the rest. And who does he blame? The very people at the post office. The same people who actually collected the money and helped him. He writes a second letter to God, asking God to send the remaining 30 pesos, but not through the post office. Because, in his own words, the people there are a bunch of crooks. And crook just means a dishonest person, a thief. And that's the full story. But do you see the beautiful irony here? Irony simply means the opposite of what you expect actually happening. The people Lencho calls thieves are the real kind hearted helpers. And the help he believes came straight from heaven actually came from ordinary human beings sitting in a tiny post office. That one idea, blind faith on one side and quiet human goodness on the other, is exactly what your examiner wants to see in your answer. Write that and you stand out from every other student. So that's your complete summary. But a summary is just the skeleton of the chapter. If you want the line by line, part by part explanation where I break down every important moment, every difficult word, and exactly what to write for each question, I've made a full explanation video on exactly that. You can check it out by clicking right here. I'll see you in that one.